kind of practicalities of putting your stories together. Somebody has asked a question online. They're really interested in understanding the kind of mechanics of interviews that you're conducting. Are you tired of Zoom calls, or do you prefer old-fashioned phone calls when talking to sources? Danny, do you have a comment on that? Do you have a preference?
I would.
Zoom fatigue?
So, present company excluded, I'm very tired of Zoom calls. But yeah, and I do think long term, there's a richness that will be lacking from stories the longer we can't actually meet people and see things and touch things and kind of get that first person kind of experience. So that's something that I'm starting to kind of like, initially you're like, whoa, like I can do this all on Zoom and I'm getting kind of 90% of what I would get in person. But over the long term, it just does feel like that, you know, there's only so much you can do. That's what's really interesting with video conferencing. Everybody's like, wow, now everybody's gonna be video conferencing all the time. And I think that is something that is a shift that is not gonna go away. But I do think as the more we do it, we will start to realize there are limitations, especially when you're talking about features, colorful stuff, where you actually have to go out into the world and meet people and see things and kind of get under the skin of things a bit. And also just to that point on the kind of the broader question of like how it's, you know, the paper's being put together and features and stuff. I mean, we have a pile of beautiful features just sitting over here, which were all sidelined 2 months ago, and they're all relevant. They're all as relevant or more relevant than they were before. But now it's like, well, what do you do with that stuff? So I know there's a lot of frustration amongst myself and my colleagues who be like, work on something for a really long time, craft it, it's finally there, and then it's like, well, that's probably not going to see the light of day. I mean, that's part of just the way things go in this business, but it's particularly extreme at the moment, and I think, yeah, the Zoomification of journalism is like fine, but I think longer term, it would be good to get back to being able to actually get out there and talk to people and, you know, see stuff.
Harry, would you echo that?
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just asking you, Harry, whether you would echo that sentiment.
I am definitely looking forward to getting out and about in San Francisco and visiting companies. In answer to your question, while Zoom is great in some ways, I like to record a lot of things just on a plain old phone call, partially because I'm taking notes. The person I'm interviewing doesn't particularly need to see me. And also when I use a phone call, I can reliably and easily record it, which I usually want to do, so I can go back and transcribe it.